I'm glad you mentioned that if you take care of yourself. Um, I believe that taking care of ourselves is a form of investment. So
Almost definitely, yes.
we've been talking about the foundation, and um, we're now talking about making sure you have your protection in place. But protection in place is risk management, and you want to invest in your health and taking care of yourself physically, mentally, in all areas,
Mhm.
and
True.
spiritually as well, because your physical capability is just one part of it, but there's also the mental, and you want to make sure that you are healthy in all levels, because when any of those suffer, they can shorten your lifespan. So I think it's a worthy investment just to help with my mobility and, engaging with others. And, whether your interest is taking a walk and dealing with nature or reading a book, but doing something that keeps you active and productive mentally and physically, it's worth the investment. It'll save you more money and
Most definitely.
improve your 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 life enjoyment in the long run. So I
Yes,
think
most
that's
definitely.
the a worthy investment that doesn't always cost a lot of actual money.
Right. That's why I always say that your health is your ultimate wealth. You know,
Yes.
you're only as wealthy as your health. I know one of my quote wasn't a quote, it was a story of everyone knows John D. Rockefeller, founder of Standard Oil. He lived 99 years, and he said on his deathbed, he said he would give his entire fortune for one more year.
Mm.
And he's wealthiest man on earth at the time. He said he would give it all up for one more year. Uh, but he's been known to take care of his health. That's why he made it. And back then, to make it to almost 100, you did something very well. And a lot of those, the industrialists of the time, the business people, they were living longer because they actually had the resources to take care of their health, even in those times where the advances in medicine and all that. It really today, what they thought was advancements are called like crazy now. But they was doing whatever they had to do to take care of their health, and they were living much longer, you know, because they had the financial wherewithal to take care of their health, and they did what they had to do. And
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely. So it's a worthy investment.
yes, it's most definitely a worthy investment. I'm so glad to see that insurance now policies are covering mental health and everything, because some people they are living in quiet desperation, mainly because at one time insurance would not pay for a visit to a counselor.
Yes,
It wouldn't
unfortunately.
pay for those types of things. If you wanted to do that, you had to pay for it yourself. Well, now the insurance will take care of it, and we all know the mental and emotional aspect of health is the foundation. We're talking about the foundation of financial security. Well, as you can, I'm saying that to say that your mental health is the foundation of all the security. You have your mental health, your physical, you mentioned it, your spiritual health. All of those are the foundation of a healthy financial foundation.
Exactly. Exactly. Because um, your well-being, your total well-being impacts the the impact that you have on your family and on the world. And the more peace of mind, the more physical capability that you have, all of those things, you know, contribute to um, you enjoying your life, and also how you help others have a more beneficial life as well. So I 100% agree. And we see that whether it's within life insurance, within disability, within the different types of health insurance, even, we see that it's moved over into the senior type care, where the mental health as well as rewards for staying active.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
it shows up in all of those areas, because we know that that impacts your longevity. it impacts just your quality of life as a whole.
That's right. And so, I wanted to mention something. Even if you have insurance policy with the company, go in and look into into your benefits, um, because sometimes I was guilty of it. You've been guilty of it, not taking advantage of all of our benefits. And you're paying for it.
Yes, many
A
of
lot of
us
times.
sign up and just check the box that we've got something. We know what our premium is,
Mhm,
or we know what it
mhm.
will cost if we have a copay or something when we go to the doctor for our annual visit or if we're sick. But we leave so many things on the table, and it's not until we need something that we generally read it.
That's right. I was guilty of that. We were talking about the pandemic and being in quarantine. Well, it was something about the quarantine. I never got COVID. COVID never in our household. God, thank God that it never happened. Um, but for some odd reason, everything just got so blurry on me during the quarantine. And you was like, it's time to go have your eyes checked. I was like, my eyes are fine. You just need to put brighter lights in the house, and they need to stop making these letters so small in these books and on these signs and stuff. Once they start doing that, well, you was like, okay, it's time for you to go check it out. I, that's why I'm sitting here now, is because I had to use it. And you was like, hey, you have the insurance, use it.
What's the
I
excuse?
Yeah, right. And I was like, well, I don't need it, whatever, but knowing at the same time, I was like, it's getting old standing in the store and using the phone, take a picture of the product and enlarge it so you can read what it's saying. I was like, it's
So
getting a little.
everybody thought that you were smart and doing research, but you were really just enlarging the picture to read it.
Right. It actually took an older guy who walked by. He was like, I know what you're doing. He said, I used to do it. It's time to go get glasses. Go get your eyes checked. And it was so funny, But I did it. And he was like, hey, man, we have it. Go get your eyes checked. And I was like, because, your eyes can tell, eye doctor's saying, you can detect so many other things when you have your eyes checked. Like, that's true. So it is like getting the physical. We're sticklers about going to the doctor, doing our annual visits and everything. I was like, okay, yes, we have to do the other ones. When we go to, we're big on going to the dentist and taking care of our teeth. But most people, they just overlook an annual eye exam, for instance, and it's in the benefits. So take advantage of it.
There's one other one not to forget, and that's the hearing.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I the hearing for me, early in the career, working in factories and everything, you had to have your hearing tested a lot anyway. So that one was kind of already on my radar because we just had to do it. You had to take a hearing test. You actually had to take a hearing test to get the job.
I
So
never, I never had
yeah.
to take a hearing test for any type of job, and it was something that I took for granted until my father's hearing started failing,
Hmm.
and it was just a wake up call because he started having hearing problems at such a young age. I believe it was in his 40s,
Right, because
um,
he had worked in factories,
and
and
he was in Vietnam as well.
when you was in Vietnam, right, and then come from Vietnam and then go into factories where you couldn't hear yourself think. I mean, these places would be so loud that you had to wear earplugs or
Mhm.
headphones or something like that to protect your hearing, and so you had to have your hearing tested constantly to make sure everything was all right, and you had to wear eyewear, stuff like this. So those things were. It's so weird that I guess because early in life I did it so much, I kind of like it got old to me, to
Mhm.
where I just didn't want to do it anymore. But I knew that it was very important, so I had to bite the bullet and do what's right. And plus, like you said, you're like, look, we're paying for it, use it. That's
Yes.
something you say a lot. I say that a lot to guys at the gym or whatever, and they're coming in and they're like look at like something's wrong, and I'm like, what's the problem? Oh, I'm just feeling a little, I'm just feeling this. It's called age. Well, have you been to the doctor? No. You're paying, but you're paying for the insurance, your medical insurance. Yeah. I was like, isn't that kind of crazy to have something and not use it? Something that important, why wait for it to get like to the point to where you don't have a choice but to go to the hospital. And by this time, it could be too late. And we've seen that a lot. So that's why health insurance I'll go right back and say it's the healthcare medical bills number one cause of bankruptcies in America. So
Yes.
that should be enough said there.
Hmm. Well, John, I'm glad that we were able to, touch the surface about the healthcare and medical, even going into, senior type of benefits as well. Just from it's something that you can go deep and wide, but I want to make sure that we at least covered that whatever phase you are in, it needs to be reviewed with care every single year.
Yes, most definitely. Or if something happens, if a change happened, you have a new child come into the picture.
Hmm.
Something as simple as that. You don't really think about it because you're excited you have the new child and everything. And well, we have to make sure that the child has all the coverage that they need, that the family can be taken care of just in case something happens.
Yes, because some people forget when they get married, have a life change, like
Mm-hmm.
getting married,
Exactly, a
having
life
a
change.
child,
That's correct.
moving, changing jobs. They forget that they need to review and update to make sure that their health care and their other insurance protections now include this life change under the umbrella.
That's right. That's right.
Hmm.
So hopefully all of this information was good for you. If you have questions, you could always contact us. You need us to look at your insurance policies or just your overall financial picture. You can always contact us. Our contact information is on the screen there. And Andrea, if there's anything else you wanted to add, we can actually close it out there because you said it. We skimmed the surface, and if you have any questions, remember this is a live show, so you can actually call in and we can answer the questions. You can actually contact us, and if you want the question to be answered on the show, we can do that, or we can just answer it by phone or Skype or any of the other video ways of communication. So if Andre, if you didn't have anything else to add, then we'll close it out there.
I'll go back to something that you mentioned that is perfect to leave on. Our health is our wealth. So let's make sure that we are protecting all areas of our life.
All right. So on behalf of Andre and myself, until next time, we'll talk.